This is like graduation. This is chapter 10. Let's give a round of applause to you, the viewer, especially if you were able to get through the series. I turned down the volume because for whatever reason, StreamYard likes to have the sound effects much louder than the actual noise. I don't know if that turned me down though, possibly. But without further ado, once I finish scrolling to the top, the script. Disclaimer, this lesson is for educational purposes only. It is not financial, legal, medical, or mental health advice. The goal is to encourage awareness, hope, discipline, emotional resilience, and healthy support while people continue building better financial habits. If you need emotional or mental health support, consider speaking with a licensed therapist or a qualified professional. And there also are free resources in the description of this and every video I've made. Now, granted, I may miss one, but all of them have it. Video. In part one, we talked about awareness. Two, where money is going. Three, wants, needs, money leaks. Four, emergency fund. Five, debt. Six, credit. Seven, interest. Eight, discipline, social pressure, outside influences, and setbacks. Nine, income, skill building, and increasing what comes in. Now, in part 10, we are bringing it together. This lesson is about hope, about change. This lesson is about what happens when you start becoming your old environment, someone your old environment may not recognize. This is the heart of the Built from the Bottom playlist, which is the sister playlist. Because if you're building from the bottom, you have to understand something. Seeds do not start above ground, seeds start underground. Before anyone sees growth, there is a season where the work is hidden. This is pressure, this is darkness, this is drift, dirt. But some dirt is actually soil, and soil is where growth begins. Or out here, they call it soil. I don't know why. I do know why. I'm just a liar. Okay, so part one, you see that, and you're at part 10. You are here, like the maps they used to have in the malls. You remember malls, shopping malls? Section one, built from the bottom. Welcome back to part 10 of this financial literacy series. This is a special part of the Built from the Bottom playlist because when people hear built from the bottom, they may think it only means struggle. They may think it means being broke. They may think it means starting with nothing. But built from the bottom also means foundation. It means roots. It means becoming strong in places no one sees first. A seed does not begin as a tree. A seed starts underground. It starts in the dirt. But the dirt is not always there to bury it. Sometimes the dirt is the soil, and the soil is what helps it grow. So if you feel like you're starting low, that does not mean you're finished. It may mean you're planted. Chapter two, the dirt may be sterile. Some of your past may feel like dirt. The mistakes, bad habits, survival decisions, shame, family patterns, missed opportunities, final confusion, the times you did not know better, the times you were trying to survive. But not all dirt is useless. Some dirt is sterile, and sterile feeds growth. That does not mean everything you went through was good. It means even the hard parts can teach you something. You can use the lesson, the awareness. Pain is information, setbacks as correction. You are not required to stay buried just because you started underground. And if you find any issues repeating, that is information as well, because it can be tracked to something. Chapter three, growth moves you forward further from the ground. When a seed grows, it does not stay at the same level. It pushes upward. The more it grows, further it gets from the ground. That is what financial growth can feel like. At first, you may still feel close to old habits. You may still feel close to old environments, old spending habits. You may still feel close to survival mode. But every time you track your money, you grow. Every time you reduce a leak, you grow. Every time you save money, you grow. When you pay attention to your credit, you grow. When you say no to pressure, every time you come back after a setback, you grow. Growth may be slow, but slow growth is still movement away from the ground. And study every setback like it's a exam document for a quiz tomorrow, because when it comes to setbacks, there's information there that shows you how to move differently in the future. If a setback is outside influence, then figure out a way how to remove that influence, or how to that if that influence is people that truly value you, then they should be on board with you, because when people value people, they are on board with them, especially for positive changes. If you are around people that demonize changes, no matter if it's positive or negative, good luck. Some of you may be the first generation in your family to make these changes. From one first generation to the other ones out there, baby, it is not for the weak. So if you even trying to do it, that is a sign of strength right there, because it is so easy to just submit to the status quo, just to be just like your cousins, your mom, your pa, your daddy, your sister, and everyone else, because you fit in with them and y'all could take y'all cute pictures and hashtag family first on Instagram, even though everybody drag for each other and y'all sleep with each other, men and women, and people are on drugs and somebody stole their mama identity. So if you, that's what I came from, and that's facts. So, the truth can never be a diss. So telling my truth shouldn't hurt anybody. If it does, they need to change their life. The first to talk about credit, the first to build an emergency fund, reduce debt, Christian survival habits, go to therapy. Woo! Yes. The first to say, I want something different. The first to stop normalizing chaos, set boundaries, build financial stability. Being first can feel heavy, because you may not have a blueprint. You may not have people cheering. You may not have examples close to you. You may be learning while still healing, but keep your head up. Being first is hard. And keep your head up, because you don't need to be walking and doom scrolling if your head down. I see you. I'm playing. Being first is hard, but it can also become historic. You may be the beginning of a new pattern. Chapter 4, first generation change is heavy. That was the last one. Oops. I mean, that was child. Chapter 5, change can scare people. When you change, not everyone will understand. Some people may support you. Some people may be inspired. Some people may grow with you, but some people may become uncomfortable, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because change can make people face themselves. Yes. Your boundaries may challenge someone who benefited from your lack of boundaries. Your discipline may remind someone of their avoidance. Your growth may make someone feel left behind, because thanks to society being a comparison society and social media further fueling the level that people compare themselves and how frequently they do it, because once upon a time, people only compared themselves to people they idolized or people they were in direct competition with, either through athleticism, employment, seeking somebody's attention. Now people just be comparing themselves. Like, it be people that's women, older men, younger men comparing themselves to be in my relationship with the gym. Baby, that's not nothing to compare to, because my relationship with the gym is not me being there for aesthetics. It's for health reasons. All them surgeries I had, word to BBLs. Like, I have to be in the gym. I don't have any choice. Your growth may make someone feel left behind. Your healing may expose how unhealthy the old pattern was. Many people are unconscious. They are operating from fear, insecurity, pain, habits, pride, survival, or comparison without realizing it. And the people who influence manipulate all of those, baby. So when you change, they may not say, I am scared. They may criticize, mock, distance themselves, guilt you, test you, call you different. They may say you change like that is an insult, but sometimes changing is the whole point. That's unfortunate. The only people who got away with playing with me like that are women, because I don't put hands on women. But if it was my male counterparts doing that, man, they jaw would have been rocked like mine in 2022. People display fear differently. No, that was 2021. Different mass people display fear in different ways. Some people get angry. Some people make jokes, become distant, try to pull you back, become jealous, act confused, call your goals unrealistic, question every move you make, every breath I take. Some people say, who do you think you are? But fear does not always announce itself as fear. Sometimes fear looks like criticism. Insecurity looks like advice. Control looks like concern. Jealousy looks like jokes. Guilt looks like love. You have to learn the difference. And also, in the podcast playlist, baby, they have something for everything when it comes to this. Some of the videos may have little talking points that's a little bit redundant, because it's all connected. Word to manifest, the Laboyle manifest. It's all connected. It's all connected. Not every voice deserves to access your mission. Chapter 7, some relationships may change. One of the hardest parts of growth is realizing that some relationships may change. People you thought would be there forever may not be able to walk with you into the new season. This can hurt. Friends may change. Family dynamics may change. Romantic relationships may change. Old circles. People you used to spend with may not understand why you're saving. People you used to complain with, this is big, may not understand why you are taking action. And then once you get to the solution based mindset, you're going to become uncomfortable with people you see who have issues that they complain about. Like if the issue is this stapler on their shoulder, instead of them just knocking the stapler off their shoulder, they're gonna tell you every day, oh, that stapler's still on my shoulder, oh Lord. And you just be like, why don't you just pick it up? And then they go, why are you judging me? This does not mean you became cold. It does not mean you think you're better. It means you understand that growth can create distance. And sometimes distance is not betrayal. Sometimes it is an alignment. And when you grow, you open yourself up to meet people that you would have never met at the current state that you are at. It is so many people, like I said, because it's bad people out there. And that's why I keep people aware of that. But it's some very good people out there. I just am not going to be preaching that because I'm more concerned with people being aware of the danger. Because having rose-colored glasses on and thinking, oh, there are some beautiful people in the world, and then you come across a scammer, a trafficker, a kidnapper, an identity theft thief, and stuff like that. Like, I would rather you be slightly paranoid than to be overly gullible. But yes, once you level up, it's so many different things that you will become a part of. That is why regret and shame is something that is a thing of the past once you continue to grow. Yes, I wish I would have knew this younger. Yeah, don't we all, right? But how? Like, who was going to tell you? Was it going to be the parents? Were your parents financially aware? Were your parents responsible in ways that you want to? Was your caregiver? Were you in foster care and nobody could tell you? So stop expecting things that was never presented to you. Even if it's something you may have rejected in the past. Maybe the person positioned it in a way that made it too intimidating for the person that you were. Not to mention, sometimes life, especially if you believe in spiritual stuff, this could be said in so many words, but I'll take the spiritual route to say it, even though again it could be said in a regular way. But some things and blessings really be on hold until we get certain blessing blockers out of our life. And the physical way is that some blessings, which would be opportunities, is not necessarily on hold in the physical way, switching from spiritual. It's just the fact that we didn't have the capability to either see it, appreciate it, find it, or if we access it, the capability to maintain it because we're still being influenced. Like using myself as an example, I should have had that red table talk picture ready. But when it comes to a lot of things, baby, it's stuff that I got earlier in life that went away quick because I was around leeches, money leeches, time leeches, energy leeches, people who wanted you to feel like you need to carry them, people who used to try manipulation on me, which was so funny because I knew it was manipulation, but I'm just like, treat people the way I want to be treated, and you're never supposed to leave someone out there in the cold, because when you the scapegoat growing up around a family of people that have untreated mental illness, you have a tendency to have a caregiver personality, and then society romanticizes it, especially with memes. I'm a healer. I only attract broken people. But then when you look at the receipts, you actually don't just only attract broken people. You just get mesh better well with broken people because you used to being Mr. or Mrs. Fix It. So when it comes to cleaning your life up and starting to learn yourself more and appreciating yourself more, appreciating what you have, what you own, not what you want, but what you have. Like, look at everything that you've achieved up to here. Look at all of the troubles you overcame, because baby, the way America is, a lot of people have been in all types of troubles. It may not be legal like me, but people have been in trouble. So you know what you've overcame. You know the things that you probably never told people about. So love yourself for that. And especially because if you can't love yourself for who you are, baby, you will never find the love that you want or that you need. You're going to find the love you want. Correction, backspace. And for the old school people, white out, let it dry. You won't find the love that you need or that's healthy. It will be one that you think you want. Like if you let social media tell you what relationship goals are, you will be looking for the people that the people have on social media, and you will get that. But what would that person have? Because people are always selling, I want a person who make 100,000 a year. I want a woman who brings stuff to the table. But you never hear them say mentally healthy, emotionally regulated, responsible, understanding. And my biggest one for anyone is the ability to not turn on me when you upset. I can't, baby, them kind of people can't even breathe my oxygen at all. At all. I don't have a Glock, but I will tase them and mace them into oblivion if they are less than 50 feet away from me. Because no, those kinds of people are dangerous. Normalize not being around people who destroy you every time they mad at you, and then y'all make back up again. That is horrible. Anyways, chapter 8, do not let loneliness make you go back. When you are changing, there may be moments when you feel alone. That does not mean you're wrong. It means you're early. It means you're first. It means your environment has not caught up with your vision. Do not let loneliness make you return to a version of yourself you were trying to outgrow. If you're feeling lonely, you already on YouTube. Open up the music video section and put on videos you used to dance to as a child or as a teenager, or songs you like, or things like, baby, you have too much resources, too many resources of things that could keep you entertained. Loneliness is just your body adjusting to silence. People think it's lonely, but that's really your brain catching up, because our brains need alone time to actually fully think. That's why when people take a walk, or if somebody take a ride, or times when people go on vacation, if you're on the plane too long and you quiet, your brain get to racing. You need that. It's just not normalized. But the more you have that with yourself, and if you ever gain the ability to enjoy people company, but enjoy your own company more, baby, nobody will ever play with you again and get away with it. First of all, is the percentage of people trying to play with you is going to be so low, you're not going to even be able to see the space in between my fingers. And then number two, you're going to command a different type of attention, because again, aware people can sense each other. When I'm in public, I can tell who's aware and who not, just based off of what they do, just based off of how they not paying attention that they about to walk over something, or they don't even know that they blocking something, or when they speaking, they speak with authority, not with like demand, but like actual authority, like, hey, this and this is not you know. Do not let loneliness make you return to a version of yourself you were trying to outgrow. Do not go back to overspending just to fit in. Do not go back to chaos because peace feels unfamiliar. Do not go back to bad habits because discipline feels uncomfortable. Do not go back to people pleasing because boundaries feel lonely. Sometimes growth has a quiet season, but quiet does not mean empty. Quiet can be where roots get strong. Quiet is the best. Unless you have depression or some type of like depression, similar mental illness, then silence is very healthy. It can be annoying because again, remember, we are humans of patterns. If silence is not a part of your patterns or your habits or something you do, your body is going to immediately start going back to what it used to do before silence would hit. So if like how some people, when they as soon as they sit down somewhere and they have to wait, they immediately pull their phone out and scroll, because that's what their program is set up for. You just have to identify your personal traits, your programming, your habits. And that's why I recommend you do this yourself, because you will have less shame when you start to notice stuff about yourself versus some people be having people in their life and you love them, but they don't love you that much. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not, seriously, it's not a bad thing. It's just unfortunate, but you can kind of tell because your life always feel like it's missing something, but it's not missing a person, it's missing you. Because once you're there, babe, like that's why a lot of people don't want people to become aware. It's not like they stopping them, but again, how many people do you see go into detail about awareness or about self-help or about personal development with their people? Exactly. Social pressure will test the new you. Social pressure does not disappear because you made a plan. It may increase. People may invite you to spend. Apps may advertise to you. Social media may show you lifestyles that make you question your progress. Family may ask for money. Friends may say you're acting different. People may test your boundaries. You may feel tempted to prove that you still belong. But remember, your future needs protection. You cannot build a new life while giving every old pressure the same access. You have to say no. Pause. Stop explaining. Protect your emergency fund. Protect your peace. Protect the seed before it becomes a tree. And if you haven't done so already, that's up to you. But I recommend you make your page private, especially if you sharing your thoughts online. Baby, that is your thoughts. Our brain don't have a speaker for a reason. If that's the case, we would have a mouth that comes straight from here with no filter, no prefrontal cortex to actually wonder if this actually supposed to be true, no amygdala to check the emotional temperature to tell us if it's safe to say it or not. Like, the internet is not your friend. For regular people, again, in my theory, social media is the new streets. If you're not the dealers or the killers, which is the people who actually making content and who trying to be seen, if you are a regular civilian person with things to lose, there is no reason your page should be public. People all over the world should not be able to see what you think. Even if you get one viewer, if your page is public, at any time somebody can find you and see you. If you work on websites or use like websites like Twitter and different things like that, I don't know what they do now, but during my time there, when I was the king of Twitter, Mr. 2008, when everybody else joined, 2010 and later, and some joined in 2009, I used to be able to see that people from around the world were seeing my tweets, 100,000 views and all that. Baby, no, because at the end of the day, Jobs is not playing anymore. They are so afraid of y'all now that social media is the lightning for them to get y'all out of there and be protected from you suing them. So please, like, not to mention safety, sanity, and people keep up with you for way longer than they're supposed to on social media. But if it's something you've been doing for years, it's a part of your daily life. Like, it's literally registered in your brain that it's something that you do or that you get information from. Change your relationship with it at minimum. I don't think everyone needs to delete it, but change your relationship with it. It is not healthy. The information they're giving be lies half the time. Some of them pages don't do nothing but post fake news. They fake people debts on there. They like fearmonger about stuff. They give fake details to get a certain reaction from certain groups of people. Please stop playing in the puppet circus, because it's a puppet circus. A post does this. A post either make you happy or sad now. They have very few posts that people don't have no feelings from. It's literally geared to make people be a certain way. And not to mention, these content creators that we see are not doing anything but destroying the next generation because they have nothing but teenagers watching them, which is unfortunate. But I'm sure that they have teenagers out there that see a lot of the behaviors and say, I don't want to be like that. And they learn from it. But some people who don't have role models, they will follow it because we're supposed to have role models. Positive changes are possible. Let's talk about what is possible. When you keep going, positive changes can happen. You can understand your money. You can reduce panic, build savings, pay bills with more confidence, improve your credit card habits, reduce debt, increase income, stop letting social media control your spending. You can learn to say no. You can build healthier boundaries. You can ask for help. You can use therapy if you need support. You can become more patient with yourself. You can stop confusing mistakes with identity. You can become the person who changes the pattern. None of this happens overnight, but it can happen, and that matters. And if you do it overnight, that's awesome. That's very awesome, but give yourself time. Give yourself just as much time as you spent living the opposite way. That's unfair to yourself to decide that you want to make a positive change after however long the habit that you changing from been in effect. And then all of a sudden, that's like somebody telling you to move out your house right now with all your stuff right now to go move to a new house. Yeah, the new house is nice. You happy for the new house, but how you gonna move out? Everything's still plugged in. Everything's still hung up. Exactly. So don't do that to yourself either. Give yourself grace. Give yourself more grace than you give the people who play in your face. I ain't talking to me because people, baby, look, I've been something serious for a while, but people who benefited from me, they thought that that's all I was capable of was being nice. Like, yeah, so nowadays, no. Like, I remember at one point, people would have the fear of key glocking them when they'll say Jeremiah come in. Oh, y'all didn't call Jeremiah? Yeah. Or they'll call me Jeezy, or King Jeezy Baby, or Jneworleans, or Jerry, or what else? Bartholomew. I used to have buku nicknames. It just depended on who we talking to. Anyway, hope is a strategy too. Hope is not pretending everything is easy. Hope is not ignoring reality. Hope is not lying to yourself. Real hope says, this is hard, but I can keep going. First of all, you probably could use different words because I feel like hard and easy is for video games. Like when I'm playing a video game I ain't never played before, because I don't really play like that like I used to. So I'll put it on easy if I'm just playing for a little second. And yeah, no, for life, it's not no hard or no easy. It's really based off of you, because some things that I may feel like if I called it hard, you may feel like, oh, that's so easy. So don't do that to yourself, because what that ends up doing is it makes you feel inadequate when you see other people able to breeze through it. But again, you have to understand that's just like me using Babbel to learn Spanish. The native Spanish speakers talk at 100 miles per hour, but that's their native tongue. This is new, but I can learn. This is uncomfortable, but I can grow. This is not perfect, but it is progress. Hope matters, because without hope, people quit. When you believe change is possible, you're more likely to take the next step. Not to mention, you trying to do something that's not done often. Like a huge chunk of the country is financially illiterate. A huge chunk of the country is emotionally unregulated, which, baby, I don't care about the debate. The internet it speaks for itself. Even though the internet don't speak for everyone, but it does speak for a good bit of people. It speaks for too many, actually. Hope is fuel. Hope helps you return after setbacks. Hope helps you try again after mistakes. Hope helps you keep your head up when the growth is still. That sentence says something. Chapter 12, use help without shame. Some parts of change may require support. Financial literacy can help with money, but money is often connected to emotions, trauma, stress, family dynamics, depression, shame, survival patterns, or old wounds. That is why licensed therapy can be helpful. A licensed therapist can help you process emotions, patterns, triggers, boundaries, and relationship changes. Getting help does not mean you're broken. It means you're serious about healing. If you need support, you support therapy, support groups, trusted mentors, community resources, financial counselors, healthy friends, faith communities, if that fits your life. You do not have to build alone. But the reason why I always preach having self-worth and self-connection is when you meeting people, you're not going to lead with your problems. That's something that I don't know where a lot of people learned it from, but I did see the internet kind of preaching it. Is to be transparent, which is no, don't. You don't have to be secretive, but definitely people do not need to know your wounds, especially if you don't know the person. You do not know what they're capable of, who they are, who they're connected to, how they could be used against you later. Let people get to know you as the person you are. Let them get to know you for whatever you are connected to them for. They don't need to know what you've been through. Like, and for people who do it a lot, the first thing is that you thinking that telling them what you went through is gonna make them make sure they don't do it. Baby, they got people out there who will hear what you went through and say round two, ding ding ding. Even after growth begins, setbacks can happen. You may overspend. You may miss a goal. You may use your emergency fund. You may face job loss, lose support, get discouraged, feel like quitting. But a setback does not cancel growth. A storm does not mean the seed failed. Sometimes the storm strengthens the roots. The key is not avoiding every mistake. The key is returning to the mission. Look at what happened, learn from it, and ask for help if needed. Then keep growing. Chapter 2, protect the new pattern. When something is new, it needs protection. A new habit needs protection. Mindset needs protection. Emergency fund, budget, boundary, version. And for budgets, baby, you can adjust your budget. Remember, all of this is not set in stone. You're introducing yourself to a new concept. So your comfort matters the most, because if you comfortable starting off with $5 and that's it when it comes to the emergency fund, baby, that is a start, and that's going to take you somewhere, because the fact that you're doing the habit of saving, no matter the amount, your brain starts to register, I am someone who saves, versus how people make people think that it's just affirmations. No, baby, it's not just affirmations. Your brain does what you do. If you twerk every day, your brain going to say you a twerker. If you run every day, your brain going to say you a runner. Like, baby, you just have to do it. And make sure you're comfortable doing it. Do not just push yourself to do it like the people at the gym who be putting 500 pounds on a brand new person in the gym talking about no pain, no gain. And then when they're in the hospital, they're going to say, I'm sorry. But don't do that. But just make it work for you. And if it's something, if you're a person that need inspiration, you are the inspiration, because right now you're making history in your own story. Because when you achieve and go beyond achieving, because once you achieve something like that, you're going to start achieving other stuff unrelated, because you have the blueprint of how you operate. You know what your setbacks are. You know how to get past your fears. You know how to handle the people around you if they're giving you doubts or negative, or somebody projecting their failures in the same category on you, because that's a very dangerous thing. A person could be around you thinking that they little boy and a little girl in you. Oh, listen to me. I went through that. Oh, you don't want to do all this, and this. And the whole time they're a failure. Like, please don't listen to them. A new boundary needs protection. A new version of you needs protection. Do not expose your new growth to every old influence. Do not share your plans with everyone. Do not argue with people committed to misunderstanding you. That's going to be hard for a lot of people because it's in us to do that. But once you realize it's not worth the time, them people going to think what they want. Their brain is like a walnut shell, like it's hardened. You can't get through to them. They see the world in a predefined way, and they saw you in a predefined way. And the fact that you're changing the definition that was in their head, they don't like that. They needed to go back to what they knew, because their brain is not set to adjust to things. Their brain is set for things to be the way it is. That's why people like that tend to panic over the smallest changes. And sometimes you be looking at them like, are you okay? Oh Lord, they're gonna do this at 3:00 tomorrow. Okay, they used to do it at 2:30. Was like, simmer down. Do not let guilt destroy your progress. The only guilt you need is in a courtroom. Do not let one bad day erase your direction. Protect a new pattern until it becomes strong, because it's a muscle. Habits are a muscle. It's just ones you can't see. The whole body works the same way. The same way we work muscles is the same way we work the brain, the same way we chew. If you ain't chewed in some weeks, your jaw's gonna be weak. If you laid in bed, God forbid, for people who had to go through that, like me, for 2 months, when you go to get up again, you're gonna fall. But we fall down and we get up, like D.L. McClurkin. But the saint is just a sinner who fell down. This week's action plan. We almost done, y'all. Here is your action plan for this week. Write down one positive change you have already made. Write down one old pressure that tries to pull you back. One old pressure point. Baby, when can't correct yourself. Step 3, write down one boundary you need to protect your growth. Step 4, identify one supportive resource or person. Baby, they have buku supportive resources in my bio, and I'm going to see if I missed anything for like the beginners portion, and the subsequent videos 11 and beyond is going to be more like elaboration. I mentioned like everything I mentioned, I'm going to stand on it. In the other video, I mentioned all kinds of different things about different incomes. We're going to go through those things just to give people ideas, because it is so much, like they have so many laws in this land that even attorneys have to catch up when they doing cases to know. So many benefits, so many grants, so many things. So I want to make sure that that's out there, because I don't like the content about people doing bad, because people share it and then bash the people. Like, sometimes it'd be funny because some of the people be looking a hot ass mess, but it's still wrong overall, because these are people's lives. Like, that's somebody's life. That's somebody really afraid. And it's like, it's just crazy to me. So I don't do that over here. Even though, I mean, I don't know how people think. I can imagine if a person is like hypersensitive, some things may bother them, but I mean, I don't know. I don't wear a mask anymore, so it is what it is. If you need emotional support, consider licensed therapy or qualified mental health support. Step 6, write down one sentence that gives you hope. Step 7, keep going. This week is not about perfection. It is about recognizing growth, even if it is small or hidden. If no one claps, baby, I'm clapping. Round of applause, baby, make that clap. Drop it to the floor, make that clap. Let me see you bust it, bust it, bust it. Okay, I clap for you. The seed is still growing. Closing script. If you are building from the bottom, remember this: seeds start underground. Before the tree is visible, the roots are forming. Before the growth is celebrated, the work is hidden. Before the fruit appears, the seed has to survive the dirt. But because some dirt is actually soil, soil can feed the very thing that becomes your future. So keep your head up, especially if you're first generation, first to budget, first to heal, to save, build credit, set boundaries, go to therapy, talk about money differently, break patterns. First to say this changes with me. This ends with us. Word to Blake and Justin. People may not always understand. Some people may fear your growth. Some relationships may shift. Some old circles may end. Circles full of lust. I mean, it's like it's romanticized to have a circle of people, but all circles are not created equal. Some circles really be a oval, lopsided. Some people may display their fear as criticism, jokes, distance, guilt, or control, but that does not mean you stop growing. You're allowed to outgrow survival mode. You're allowed to become stable. You are allowed to heal, to build. You are allowed to become the evidence that change is possible. So protect your seed, your roots, your peace, your edges, your future. And remember, you may have started underground, but you were not buried. You were planted. It sounds so romantic. And that's the closing thought. And that's the action steps. Write down one. I just let it sit for a second in case someone wanted to pause and catch up. But I mean, it should be in the description too. I mean, it will. I'm acting like I'm not the one who do it. Oh, I'll tell my editors to put it in the description. I think I might have said prescription. That's funny if I did. And this is the reflection. And then where you may need support and options you can consider: support group, trusted mentor, community resources, faith community leader, Christ. And the crisis line is definitely in the description. I don't play about that. Like, if y'all ever need that, it is in the description. Them people do not know me. That is anonymous. I do not moonlight as a crisis. I'm trying to say both of the words. Crisis response representative, baby. Your secrets are safe with them people. Like that song Diary. They will keep your secrets. But that is it for this video, and it's 6 o'clock. I mean, first of all, they have buku videos that I know probably 3 or 4 of my subscribers seen most of my videos. The rest of y'all, baby, it's too much stuff to catch up on. But I do plan on getting the rest of these scripts out that was already up here, because it's eerie how stuff I wrote weeks ago is happening in the news now. So it's going to appear like I'm replying to that, but baby, I've been peeped. Have a great day though, y'all, and be safe out there. And please believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. People will act like they do. Now, granted, if people depend on you, of course they believe in you. But I'm talking about in the wild. You should always believe in yourself first, because when it comes to the wild, when it comes to being in public, people might stare at you sometimes. That might make people insecure. You might be in an environment with other ethnicities, and then you might automatically start feeling uncomfortable, like if they judging you. At the end of the day, if you're not in any threat of physical harm, and as long as you're aware of your surroundings and making sure you're not being followed by anyone, recorded by anyone, people are going to do what they want regardless. If you realize that majority of the people you see in public peaked at 6th grade, for some of them may have peaked at 12th grade, but their personalities are still immature. A lot of people have a lot of immaturity in them. So when you in the wild, your first goal is to enjoy whatever you went out there to get, make memories. And pictures don't always include memories, because I remember more in my brain photographic memory than with pictures. I remember the pictures, but it don't do nothing, because it's not like I go back and look at it, unless it's something I could use for a selfie or something. But yeah, so just understand, like, you're growing, you're learning, and you're already doing more than most people have. Like, a lot of people died immature. Like, for real. Word to Marcus Houston, because that was his old group. But y'all have a great day, and you will see me on the next one or whatever. I don't know what y'all will be doing. Have a nice one though.